Good morning, everybody. It's Ken Iverson in Kent, Washington, USA. I am recording for the second time tonight, installment number 3 of Who Is This Guy, Ken Iverson? To give you an idea of who's putting these things on YouTube. So I left off last time. We had just got to the part where Agnes Nagy and I had visited Budapest, Hungary, and Oradea, Romania. And I said here, we visited and stayed with Agnes's niece and nephew, Chaba and Edita Lutza. Both are on Facebook, and I have called Edita in Romania at the time of the death, called Edita in Romania on Skype. We talked for 45 minutes recently. She did not speak English at all in 2005. She has taken English classes for the last 4 years and is now fluent in English as well as Hungarian and Romanian, of course. So that concludes, that takes us up through 2005 in this little history, this little autobiography that I'm giving to you now. The next section is called OFA. I am in quotes full-fledged community organizer and an enthusiastic Obama supporter. I feel politically relevant for the first time since John Kennedy was president. I was a young man then. I am 67 now. I am eternally grateful to President Obama for letting me share with him the Recovery and Reinvestment Act, healthcare reform, Wall Street reform, the equality of rights for lesbian, gay, bi, and transgender rights, the appointment of 2 women to the Supreme Court, and most likely up next, immigration reform. I am President and CEO of Peace Day, a nonprofit corporation and a charitable organization registered with the Washington State Secretary of State. Peace Day will be applying for 501c3 status with the IRS later in 2010. 501c3 status means it's a tax-exempt nonprofit corporation, and anybody making contributions, and we could use them if you're out there now. You can make a check or money order out to Peace Day and mail it to 24009 104th Avenue Southeast, apartment 215 in Kent, Washington, USA, and the zip is 98030-4979. We can use the money. I have a $800 loan that I'm paying back at the rate of $71.33 a month. I just wrote a check out here and post-dated it. I was out of money at the end of last month. I post-dated it to September 1st. So if you out there want to contribute, feel free. And if we have more money at the end of the year than we need, it'll apply towards the Peace Day celebration, the second annual Peace Day celebration in 2011, and the third in 2012, the fourth in 2013, going forward. I am currently doing what I can to bring peace to Afghanistan. Now is the time. Well, it was the time up until this guy in Florida gave the Taliban ammunition for not negotiating with the U.S. I thought it was the time to negotiate because Bibi and the murder of the medical workers had made the Taliban vulnerable. But Reverend, or whatever his name is, Pastor Terry Jones has changed that now, and we are the bad guys now, not the Taliban. So we don't have a position to negotiate from, all because of this guy in Florida. He did a real disservice, not only to American servicemen in Afghanistan and in Iraq. He did a disservice to American travelers who are now been warned. There's a travel advisory out to when you travel, beware because there are good Muslim men, primarily Muslim men, who are incensed by what the Reverend of the Pastor Terry Jones is saying in Florida about burning the Koran. So this is an unintended consequence, what I'm talking about now. So I am currently doing what I can to bring peace to Afghanistan. I have recently joined the Peace Alliance, www.thepeacealliance.org, whose aim is to establish a U.S. Department of Peace. One of my friends wants to nominate me as the first Secretary of Peace. We'll see. First things first. End the war in Afghanistan. That's the first thing. I have made many new Muslim friends since Sunday, July 18th, 2010, when I posted something on Facebook that got the attention of many, including now Princess Muslimah of the Saudi royal family. When I noticed she had graduated, this was on Facebook, when I noticed she had graduated from King Saud University in Mecca, I sent her a message on Facebook and told her I had also graduated from a fine university in America, Stanford. And had she heard of it? She wrote back and said, "Of course I have heard about Stanford. We are now friends because of Stanford and my age, 67. I think she feels comfortable with me because of my age. She is 19 and has asked Muslim boys on Facebook to not contact her. I am not Muslim, nor am I a boy. Princess condemns terrorism and does not want the good Muslim people painted with the same brush as the terrorists. My experience is that my new Muslim friends are warm, caring people who love America and the American people, but not the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. If we are to end American involvement in Afghanistan, it will be with the help of such people as Princess and Mohammad Shaikh, another new Facebook friend of mine, and the fourth most influential, this is Mohammad Shaikh, and the fourth most influential Muslim in the world, according to an internet poll of 1.8 million Muslims worldwide. And then I say here, check me out at www.facebook.com/Peace Day Guy. You can go to that. You can go to that page, and Peace Day Guy is PEACEDEY, all caps, because Facebook is case sensitive, and then Guy is lowercase, GUY. And then I go on here, and I say tomorrow, Sunday, August 1st. So I wrote this on July 31st of this year, 2010. Tomorrow, Sunday, August 1st, 2010, I'm attending a talk by Prem Rawat, sponsored by Words of Peace in Linwood, Washington, USA. Prem Rawat, that's about an hour's drive from here, and I did go, and it was marvelous. Prem Rawat, also known by the honorary title Maharaji, has traveled the world for 4 decades, inspiring people to find peace within. That's what he's about. He's about peace within. President Obama is coming to Washington State on August 17th, 2010 for a fundraiser for incumbent Democratic Senator Patty Murray. Patty Murray is worthy of your vote in November. Anybody who's listening out there and lives in Washington State, she is by far the superior candidate. She's running against Dino Rossi, who is a 2-time failed candidate for governor. He was defeated twice by Christine Gregoire, who is the present governor. She's a Democrat, and Rossi is a Republican. At least he masquerades as a Republican. I think he's disgraceful. He ran some ads here in Washington that about Patty Murray and her tennis shoes. That's her signature, her tennis shoes. When she first ran, the little grandma in tennis shoes. He showed Patty Murray walking over the backs of the taxpayers of the state of Washington. They were despicable, absolutely despicable, these ads. I lived in California for 23 years, and I've seen a lot of dirty campaign things, and this took the cake. This was really, really bad. So Dino Rossi, if you're listening, you should be ashamed of yourself. I suggested on Facebook that you probably wake up in the middle of the night loathing yourself for those ads. And I said, Patty Murray, a good, honorable woman, probably sleeps very well at night. How about you, Dino? So, vote Democrat in November 2010, nationwide. Preserve the Recovery and Reinvestment Act, healthcare reform, Wall Street reform, LGBT rights, and immigration reform. That's the next thing, is immigration reform, if we get around to it. Current interest and activities: housing, particularly for the homeless, veterans, good treatment from the government, the VA mental health, access to services for all, and Peace Day. Those are my interests. Housing, particularly for the homeless, veterans, good treatment from the government, the VA mental health system, and access to services for all, and Peace Day. Peace Day, you can go to my website, you can go to Peace Day's website. It's www.peace-day.org, and that'll take you to the site. I haven't been there in a couple months, but I'm assuming it's still there. You can Google it if you can't remember that. So this then is sort of my autobiography. I want you to know who is recording these videos on YouTube. That's me. That's Ken Iverson. I have something I want to read here. Maybe I can get through this. We have 2 minutes to go here, or 3 minutes. So this is from the Kent Reporter, which is a local newspaper here in Kent. It comes out on, I believe, Tuesdays and Fridays, or something like that. And it's a dandy little newspaper. And Laura Pierce, who is the editor of the Kent Reporter, asked me to do an article on myself, introducing myself to the Kent community. And this was before Peace Day. Peace Day was July 10th, and I wrote this article on, I don't know, the 6th or 7th or 8th or something like that, and it appeared, I believe, on July 8th, which was 2 days before Peace Day, or 2 days, no, it was, I don't know, it was on Thursday or Friday before Peace Day. So anyway, it says, this is I wrote this, so it's, Peace Day organizer of Kent event introduces himself. That's the headline. It says, the editor of the Kent Reporter has asked me to write a column on who I am, the organizer of Peace Day, to be held at 7 p.m. July 10th at the Kent Meridian Performing Arts Center. So who is this guy, Ken Iverson, and where did he come from, and why is he peddling Peace Day? First, I am the president, CEO of Peace Day. Peace Day is a non-profit corporation and a charitable organization registered with the Washington State Secretary of State. We will apply for tax-exempt 501c3 status with the IRS later in 2010. We'll do that when cyber assistance becomes available. I'm going to have to check and make sure we can save $200, and money is always an issue with Peace Day. Who is Ken Iverson? I am a 1961 graduate of Kent Meridian and a 1965 graduate of Stanford University, BA in history with an emphasis on Africa. But who is this guy anyway? I was registering blacks to vote in late October and early November 1963 in a mock election for governor of Mississippi. The candidate was a black man named Aaron Henry. The purpose was to show that the black vote could be a force in Southern politics, and particularly in Mississippi. President Obama was 2 years old at that time. It was 3 weeks before President Kennedy was shot and killed. The following summer was a summer of freedom, and white students from Stanford, Yale, and other institutions We're running up against the time here. Spread across the South to register blacks to vote and to organize. It is a long way from a mock election in Aaron Henry in November 1963 to the White House, and a long way back to this civil rights worker from the White House today. I wrote this on July 6th.